Generally, the goat keepers, they maintain 4 to 5 goats. Their earning hardly becomes 5 to 10,000 rupees a year because there are a lot of uncertainties. What we did was to engage a housewife like the third picture. She's also a goat keeper. We trained her for 15 days. We made goat keepers groups, each group of 10 to 15 women having goats. And this lady, the goat keeper field guide, supervised 5 to 7 such groups. She organized, goat keepers. We provided a breeding buck like the last one for each group. Then the lady vaccinated and dewormed the goats, and we supplied mineral mixture and helped them to teach how to feed the available resources. And the last thing was marketing. Earlier, they were having no yardstick as to how to sell the goats. Today, we have introduced a concept of a weight basis. Told the people that wherever they go to the mutton market, really check what is the mutton rate. If it is for 500 rupees, you should get 300, about 60% of the live weight you should get. With this simple thumb rule, these ladies who are getting 5 to 10,000 are able to get 40 to 50,000 rupees a year with 4, 5, 7 or 8 course. Now, these are all in thousands. The success stories are not in one, they're in thousands. So these are proven technologies, and hence has a very great success story in this country. Now we need to come back how we get into the agriculture to make them as success stories. There are also a lot of good success stories, but let's go further. Next one, please. Now, once you go to the livestock, then you have this opportunity of vermicomposting. They can do it in either singly or in group. And vermicompost really helps in reducing the pollution created by the cow dung, but also improves the value of agriculture. They generate today. Farmers are selling vermicompost at anything like 8 to 10 rupees a kilogram, and they add to the value of good quality food and vegetables. Next one, please. So many of them have market. You can see some of the small village, units are also organizing marketing. Only thing is somebody has to be there. Some local people, farmers need some backup so that they will be able to. It's a kind of hand holding required to take them for the ventures which we want them to do. Next one, please. When we talk of opportunity for organic farming, there are, apart from vermicompost, farmyard manure, green belt, green manure and mulching, cattle urine based product, herbal product. I only wanted to biofertilizer. I only wanted to make one thing. These days, people have become so fanatic. So, I hear even at Government of India level, somebody comes and says he will make Panchamrit and, eradicate all the pests and diseases. I wanted to quote the, message or warning in the Royal Agricultural Commission in 1925. Organization which is built up for demonstration and propaganda be, unless that organization is based on the solid foundation provided by research, it will not be merely a it will be merely a house built on a sand. My warning here is we should not be carried away by hearsay. Recently we had a tremendous problem in this country to appeal to the government that there is no difference between the milk of crossbred and milk of desi cow. A1A2 created such a havoc in this country. Just somebody wanted to prove that crossbreeding is bad. So data on stories. It took all we were so much concerned in by, because any replacement of a crossbred by desi cow, there will be a reduction in the yield of milk by 1 ton, 1,000 liters per year. That means 30,000 rupees farmer is going to take loss. So if somebody has to be answerable to say who is responsible if you want to promote false technology. Similarly, I'm also very concerned that if you say Panchamrit, Jivamrit and urine can eradicate all the things, and if you can grow agriculture without fertilizer, I think we must be very careful. We should not be carried away by here saying we must work with sound scientific base. Next one, please. When you talk of intensive agriculture, if you plan, you have all your fodder on the field, man. In Bife, wherever we have been promoting, we have been telling the farmers to use, fodder species like stylo, suspenia, subabul, and other grasses on the field beds. Once you plan this way, the even small farmers will be able to feed green fodder to their cattle, because the green fodder is very important. The cost of dairy husbandry is based on the fodder which you feed. Because 70% of the cost of milk production is on fodder. So if you are able to have homegrown fodder, that will be higher profit. So again, I'm trying to justify that if you're really serious of having mixed farming, firstly, you should have better germplasm. Secondly, you should have possible production of fodder wherever at the doorsteps of the farm, so that these two things can take further prosperity. Next one, please. The advantages of mixed farming are becomes invisible from the whenever there is calamity. Agriculture has sometimes failed, but animal husbandry has been always steady. So this is there are a lot of stories to say. Wherever there is livestock, wherever there are good quality cows, there are no suicides in some of the states. So it's a proven technology. They are less prone to climate changes. They are very efficient in nutrient recycling. When you have livestock, the nutrition supplementation for the children and women are very high. You can see in my earlier slide, wherever there were cows, they were consuming anything from 1 liter to 4 liter for domestic consumption. And if you have livestock, the women need not go to the field in the open sun. They can stay home. They can take care of the family and also attend to the cattle when they spare time. And there is good opportunity to reduce chemical fertilizer and use organic method. And what we need is we need to have good infrastructure, and these things make farming successful. Next one, please. The key is, points for successful mixed farming or small family farms are: we must aim at diversity. You should have more than several crops. You should work intensely, like, put all your efforts to make the crop more productive. You should work very efficiently. Time management is very important. And we should have direct access to market. We can't simply keep on blaming government that government is not doing anything. What is important is to ask use their own methods. Like this is the last slide here. The lady is sitting. It's a tribal village. They started their own village weekly market because they understood that telling government it takes long time. And if farmers cooperate themselves, if they work together as an organization, it's very easy. They can do much money, much better thing than what it can do. Today, the laws have changed for better. Today, farmer producer companies have been the main aim of the government to replace cooperatives. So I'm sure the producer can look into this marketability. So remember, we have to have multi-pronged attack: diversity, intensity, efficiency, and marketability. Next one, please. Water is a very important because in a family only 1 hectare or less than that, we have seen that we are not able to make best use of the water resources available. Again, these are some of the stories we tried. Like the first dam, it's a very makeshift dam, about 1,000 empty gunny bags filled with sand, and at the fag end of the rainy season, the nala has been blocked. That water is retained till March, so that the rainy season, the dry period is only reduced to 2 months, from March end to June. The dry sufficient for taking second crop. So water is a curse. You have plenty of water, so that's not an issue. But there are areas like Maharashtra, somewhere Andhra Pradesh, small palm ponds, even a kind of contour bunding can make such an efficient, effective way of conserving water. And of course, making efficient use of rape water can 100% help in doubling the production. Next one, please. Horticulture, BIFE has been very successful in promoting tree-based farming. I was involved way back in 1976 to introduce this Hawaiian giant subabul. Since then, we have come to a long way to tree-based farming. Tree-based farming, firstly, makes farmer to think that how he can tap all the available water resources, makes him think how he can conserve the soil within the field, makes the farmer to visit the field all throughout the year. Otherwise, in the rain-fed areas, farmer goes 3-4 times during the cropping season, then he never goes. So how do you expect the land to be profitable, how to be productive? Now, with tree-based farming, there is a lot of interest. There are several success stories showing, the people, how they can make their own efforts to save, conserve water. People introduce a lot of new crops, very classic soy crops. Intensive horticulture, tree-based farming brings intensification. Of course, once they have value chain development, value chain is a very tricky, very important thing. Moment you say value chain, it is bulk purchase of the inputs and bulk procurement and marketing of the produce. Moment you do two things, you save 25 to 30, 40% procurement price and more 30% more in collection and marketing directly. So you can simply sitting over here, you can see the farmer can increase the income by 40% only by planned procurement of inputs and planned marketing of the produce. Remaining technologies can further go. So it is so easy to double the production and we use appropriate technology and organization to build a suitable village level system. Next one, please. Now in Indian city, vegetable production. Now vegetable institute has been located. You have produced wonderful varieties. Our agricultural scientists in the country by doubling the production. I have a slide. The agricultural production goes from 50 million tons to 260 million tons. Unfortunately, the population is also catching from 30 crores to 120 crores. So all the good work done by population. Nevertheless, if the excellent research done by you, if it has to show good result, what is important is at the village level. We need to help them to build suitable system, intensification, diversification. Now, for example, these are all tribal areas. One is in Karnataka, fourth one. You can see how little motivation of these are all poverty, below poverty line families, either tribals or non-tribals. You can see the lady has some beans. She has used her trailing